Good day guys, I will be tackling about Module 2, Lesson 3, which is about the audio-visual introduction. Audio-visual. Audio-visual materials are the most complete resources for teachers due to their availability and versatility. It enhances the learning experience of students and teachers alike. Definition of concepts: audio material, audio-visual material, audio, and first we're going to define what is audio material. Audio material are materials on which sounds are stored. These materials includes audio cassettes, audio cartridges, audio discs, audio reels, talking books, and other sound recordings. Next is we have audio-visual materials. Audio-visual materials possessing both the sound and visual components. This helps the teacher to present the lesson effectively and students learn and retain the concepts better and for longer duration. Next is audio. It is any sound or noise capable of hearing. Lastly is we have video. Video is an electronic medium for the recording, copying, playback, broadcasting, and display of moving visual media. So this gives us a competitive edge over the business that don't use videos to their advantages. It is an easy way to lend more credibility to the business and cause consumers to take notice of the business. It's because more likely customers like it because it's easy to digest, entertaining, and engaging, and marketers like it because it can give a potential huge return on investment through many channels. It is also very accessible to anyone with internet access, both to watch and to read. We have the functions of material, visual materials rather. We have reduced verbalism. So audiovisual materials supply complete basis for conceptual thinking. It gives rise to meaningful associations. Next is we have make learning permanently. It is the quality of learning experiences profoundly influences specifically the performance. Next is we have had interest and involvement. Interest is so much part of audiovisual materials, and attention is a true factor in any process of teaching and learning. Next is stimulate self-activities. Audiovisual materials stimulate encouragement in preventing crime of a local community, improving recreational facilities. We have direct pent-up interest. In today's new communication, media can make a truly enormous impact upon viewers, learners, and listeners. Next is we have developed continuity of thoughts. It can be fostered when verbal abstractions are coupled with visual and auditory explanation. Develop meaningful vocabulary. It is the contemporary development of audiovisual materials which introduces large and specialized vocabularies. Next is enlarge the range of possible experiences. Audiovisual materials can enable us to cut through physical limits of time and space in a unique manner. We have teach efficiently. When we say teach efficiently, efficiency is in teaching means it is the economy of times or energy and increased vividness. So this helps the teacher to teach the student in a very meaningful and smooth way. And as a result of these trends, students of the respective teachers can learn a topic or a lecture clearly. Add highly useful variety, best motivation, clear images, and lastly we have encouragement to healthy classroom interacts. So the use of audiovisual materials in classroom can encourage both the students and teachers to interact with each other more effectively. Next is we have the types of audiovisual. First, audio. It can be a form of recordings. These are recorded broadcasts or performance. Next is, and also audio can be a form of radio broadcast. It is a transmission of audio intended to reach a wide lead to visual media. It can be a form of bulletin boards, wherein it provides information and serve multiple purposes. It also a form of poster. It is a form of displaying information using text. And let's proceed to audiovisual media. It is also a form of motion picture, wherein it produces content mixed with motion images. And films, a visual art form used to stimulate experiences. Let's move on to guidelines for audiovisual materials in learning and teaching. Images should be as small as possible. Second, always provide alternative content. Third, check the copyright. Fourth, use MP4 format, a size of 640 by 400 and a speed of 500 kbps. Next is make available transcript for audio and video files. And lastly, save audio files in mono format. So we have uses of audio visual materials. We have the functions of visual materials rather. We have reduced verbalism. So audiovisual materials supply complete basis for conceptual thinking. It gives rise to meaningful associations. Next is we have make learning permanently. It is the quality of learning experiences profoundly in. Let's proceed to the advantages of using audiovisual materials in. First, it gets the attention of the participants. It is easy to follow. Participants feel more engaged. Easier to explain that put things in perspective. Easier to remember. And it helps keep mistakes at a minimum. We're going to tackle about the disadvantages of using audiovisual materials in teaching. All concepts may not be learned effectively. It's easier to lose focus, less attention of audio than graphics, and it requires correct use of presentation. Is the ways to use audio to support learning. The brainstorming. So, audio recording can speed up the brainstorming process. Next is we have the refining voice. So, audio recording can help students listen for the tone and voice that can be tough for students to recognize and let alone control it. Third is we have practice and revision. So in there, it in this practice and revision, you should check for errors or confusion. So when students play back the recording, they have new tool for encountering their text and finding places to revise. And lastly is we have self-assessment. When we say self-assessment, you are assessing or reflecting on their strengths or challenges, recording their thoughts instead of writing offers a space free of red pen marks. In audio recording, here in self-assessment, students can back up, self-correct, and restate as they think. Next is ways to use video to support learning. First is be selective. Be selective. A clip can have a big impact, so you will want to pick the most dynamic and telling parts of the film, news segments, or documentary to show students. So you should be clear on your purpose, which will help you determine what to show and how to frame it for your students in order for them to understand clearly that certain topic. Next is provide a mission. So provide a mission before playing the video. You should set a goal for your students that are about to watch because it will keep them accountable and attentive. Next is pause to ponder and write. So this gives students some time to reflect by pausing the clip. So you should avoid having students do a task like writing notes or answering questions while they watch. Pausing very few minutes allows students time to process what they are viewing, which is especially valuable if it's an information-packed video or if you teach an early elementary grade. Lastly is we have to turn on closed captioning, so students can read along as they watch. For content-packed video clips, this consider including the transcripts as a handout or digital copy, especially all the students are going to be required to apply the information they learn from. Now let's proceed to the 3 steps in producing audio visuals. We have planning. So planning requires purpose in accomplishing goal. This can be thought of as determining all the small tasks that must be carried out in order to accomplish your goal. Next is production. This involves making a movie, play, or record. And lastly is we have publishing, making information available to the public. Now let's proceed to the programs to create, edit, and publish. First is to create. So we have Audacity. Audacity is used for creating and editing podcasts. We have GarageBand. It is used to create music or podcast. And lastly, Windows Media uses to record and edit video. This allows users to play music and videos also. To edit. To edit, have Windows Movie Maker. It is a video editing program. Next is Virtual DJ. This allows anyone to start mixing audio. Lastly is QuickTime Pro, a video editing software. Now let's proceed to the 3 steps in producing audio visuals. Now, thanks for watching.